With 193 days to the general election, critical electoral timelines are kicking in. One such timeline is outlined in Section 43(5) of the Elections Act, requiring public servants keen on seeking elective seats to exit their offices at least 6 months to the general election. In this particular case, public servants harboring political ambitions must quit by 8th of February 2022. High Court Judge Anthony Mrima rendered one of the most significant verdicts this week when he struck out a petition challenging this very provision. That petition had been filed by Eric Omari Wanyama, who claimed there was an act of discrimination to force civil servants to resign as a requirement for qualification to vie for elective seats, yet their rivals in the private sector and those holding political positions remained in office. Obviously, some public servants with political interests would have wanted to continue enjoying trappings of power and other privileges that come with the public offices and boost their vote-hunting missions. But I totally agree with Judge Mrima in his observation that the law had given the aspirants sufficient time to prepare for the elections. The February 9th deadline cannot have been an afterthought. Framers of the law knew all too well the gross conflict of interest and abuse of office risks if public servants keen on elective seats were to remain in office. They must not be allowed to eat their cake and have it. And to quote the good judge, they, that is the civil servants, cannot have one leg in public service and another at their elective area. The law was designed to aid them to make up their minds on whether they want to maximize their energies. 6 months before the election date is sufficient time for them to prepare themselves to meet their fate at the election box. A longer period would be unreasonable, and a shorter period would be more unreasonable. End of quote. At least 5 cabinet secretaries, not less than 10 principal secretaries, and other senior government officials are said to be in the race for gubernatorial and parliamentary seats. Can you imagine the kind of abuse that would ensue in the next few months if the judge had listened to the arguments in that petition? Ladies and gentlemen, our 2010 Constitution envisioned a political culture full of integrity. Indeed, we should not wait for legislation to instruct us to do the right thing. If a leader cannot see the obvious conflict in holding a public office just a few months to a partisan election, how then would they be trusted with the responsibility of elected office? While we cannot all fit in this elective politics list, at least variety must be the name of the game. This judgment now ushers in the first major milestone in our politics, that is, resignation of public servants seeking elective office. For the voters, this is also a wonderful opportunity to make some informed choices. These officers have held various positions. They have performed either impressively or dismally. I do hope that their records will count when they present themselves at the ballot. If someone was a cabinet secretary and now they want to be governor, is it not time to ask what they did as a CS before you can give them a new office? How would someone be a great performer as a member of parliament if they were an arrogant, underperforming principal secretary, for instance? Please be warned. What they have done before is what they will do again if you elect them. What they have not done before, they will not do even if you elect them. So let us not act surprised if we elect people with poor track records and they fail to deliver for 5 years. Or while at it, we discover billions of our hard-earned taxes have been siphoned. And because August 9th, 2022 is beckoning, here is my kind reminder. There is no wisdom in electing rats to guard our granaries. That is, there is no wisdom in voting for rats to guard our granaries. Voter, beware. That's my punchline.